Thank you, Glenn, for your inspiring, reflective, and always patriotic musical sharing, inspiration to us all, and thank you for your service in the Navy. Thank you, Reverend Norris, for once again allowing a couple of old warriors to share with you and our congregation some thoughts and words on Veterans Day, which we held Friday. It's an annual event, as you know, by the President and by prior presidents that we set aside for Veterans Day. So, in a way, it's humbling to ask a veteran to speak about veterans. Sort of feels a little odd that maybe we're touting our horn, and maybe we ought to think about you. Maybe we ought to put our thoughts on you that allowed us to do things, said goodbye to us as we left for war. Maybe it's time that we raise you up. Our nation sent individuals to military duty at one time by draft, and now by requesting volunteers, creating in some sense a burden on the individuals, but more importantly, their families. Each loved one had to listen and accept a statement that, I want to join the Army. I want to join the Marines. I want to join the Navy. I want to join the Air Force. I want to join the Coast Guard. And to give us a flavor for that, let's just pause a minute and may I ask those of you that served or had a close relative or friend or what that served, would those that served in the Army or had a close one that served in the Army, would you just raise your hand, please? And how about the Marine Corps? And the Navy? The Air Force? And not last but least, the Coast Guard. Almost everyone raised their hand, which illustrates the impact that a service decision has on both the veteran, but also those loved ones that he and she shared a life. The veteran in joining the military is stating, my country needs me. I hope I can help. Send me. But at the same time, they are also sharing their life with many others who make that heartfelt decision to, as my grandmother, God bless her, would say, you have decided to take off the bib and put on the apron to provide for others than yourself. But that acquiescence doesn't end there, but continues when we return home. Some of us come home to experience the wonderful adulation of loved ones and friends, excited to be among those we love and thought of while away. That homecoming is somewhat shattered when our loved ones see or experience the effects of war, mental impairments, physical wounds, loss of limbs, changed personality. Once again, our loved ones are asked to understand and help along with the Veterans Administration, whose mission it is to provide care for mind and body. Jose Naroski stated, in war, there are no unwounded soldiers. Our many veterans' loved ones represent the finest and live by the following statement. Some of you may recognize who this is. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I've had something for many, many years, and I don't know who to attribute it to, but I'd like to share it with you. It's entitled A Veteran's Road of Life. At first, I saw God as my observer, my judge, keeping track of the things I did wrong so as I to know whether I merited heaven or hell when I died. He was out there sort of like, I don't know, I recognized his picture when I saw it, but I really didn't know him. But later on, when I met Christ, it seemed as though life were rather like a bike ride. But it was a tandem bike. And I noticed that Christ was in the back helping me pedal. I don't know just when it was that he suggested we change places. But life has not been the same since. When I had control, I knew the way. It was rather boring, but predictable. It was the shortest distance between 2 points in my military life. But when he took the lead, he knew delightful long cuts, up mountains, through rocky places at breakneck speeds. It was all I could do to hang on, even though it looked like madness. He said, keep on pedaling. I worried and I was anxious and asked, where are you taking me? He laughed and didn't answer. And I started to learn to trust. I forgot my military life and entered into the adventure. And when I'd say I'm scared, he'd lean back and touch my hand. He took me to people with gifts that I needed, gifts of healing, acceptance, and joy. They gave me gifts to take on my journey, my Lord's and mine. And we were off again. He said, give the gifts away. They're extra baggage. Too much weight. So I did. To the people we met, and I found that in giving, I received. And still our burden was light. I didn't trust him at first. In control of my life, I thought he'd wreck it. But he knows bike's secrets. Knows how to make it bend to take sharp corners. Knows how to jump to clear high rocks. Knows how to fly to short and scary passages. And I'm learning to shut up and pedal in the strangest places, and I'm beginning to enjoy the view and the cool breeze on my face with my delightful constant companion, Jesus Christ. And when I'm sure I just can't do any more, he just smiles and said, keep on pedaling. Whoever wrote that was just had a great gift, and to that unknown person I say thank you. Because it's something not only military or veterans do, but all of us try to do, is we try to keep on pedaling in everything that we do. But today, on this Veterans Day, Friday, we honor those of you who bore the brunt, the anguish of a loved one who served our nation by continuing to love and comfort each as they physically returned home, some carrying the effects of war. We salute you and state with unbounded love, if I could sit across from God, I would thank him for lending me you. I usually agree agree with what Jimmy says, but I have to take exception to being considered an old warrior. Come on, I'm not that old. But we are celebrating Veterans Day, and Jim and I both being Vietnam veterans, I'd like to offer a prayer, which is geared to the Vietnam veterans like ourselves. To those who have returned home with no one to greet them. To those who have been told that PTSD will go away with time. To those who have never been told thank you or officially welcomed home. To those returned home physically but still are haunted by nightmares of war. To those still who react to a backfire and break a sweat at the sound of a chopper. To those who have traveled endlessly, never letting roots take hold or rather forget. To those who count the friends they have on one hand for fear of losing another. To those who suffer from Agent Orange exposure and are still fighting the last battle. To those who fought battles in steaming jungles of Vietnam and also here at home. We have more friends on the to those who have more friends on the Vietnam Memorial Wall than they do in this life. So when we meet another returning veteran, we say, welcome home, brother. Thank you for your service. Amen.